An appeals court has ruled that drivers have the right to flip a police officer off, and the officer cannot stop him or her for doing so.
That's awesome. Now, how many officers would actually listen to that throughout the country? Okay.
They'll always find some reason to pull you over.
Yeah, then it means the officer's got to find another reason, which means some of them won't do it, right? You know,
maybe,
right?
Maybe, and it depends on who's doing it. I mean,
Right.
if it's a banker, they're going to be okay. All right. If it's a guy from around the neighborhood, they're not going to be okay. Okay. They are going to have assaulted an officer.
Disorderly conduct.
Disorderly
of some type,
conduct.
yeah.
They're going to be resisting arrest. You know, they're going to all the things that you get people on. But they're not going to. The cops aren't going to be like, "Oh, really? You're giving me the finger? That's great. Well, you have a constitutional right to anyway. So I'll see you later."
I could just imagine all the dash cam videos that we're going to cover in the coming months, right? Where people have their hands up and stop resisting arrest. Stop resisting arrest. I'm not. Stop resisting arrest.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah, that's
Now keep
usually.
in mind, you know, I come at the whole police argument, I think, fairly differently than you guys. Do you know how many times cops get said, "Fuck you, screw you," pushed, shoved, where they're threatened?
Never.
On a daily basis, these guys do that, and they don't arrest anybody. So, I mean, this cop who went after a guy because he flipped him off at a speed trap is a bad cop who followed the guy to the house.
Look, it's based on your perspective, because I can see JR getting frustrated from over here because his perspective is a little different. Now, my perspective is mixed. I mean, let me just tell a goofy story. I mean, I grew up in the suburbs, so it's not like I had a hard life or anything in that regard. But I once, when I was a kid, I stuck my tongue out at a cop, and he nearly arrested me.
No,
Okay.
I got it. It's just
Right.
I'm just saying there are a lot of bad cops. There are, but most of them aren't, and most of them, when most cops flipped off, are not going to arrest the guy. Like, it just these are cops.
They're not going to. Well, most cops aren't going to walk away either. I mean, you're going to have a confrontation. They might not arrest you. It's a mixed bag. And do they have a dangerous job? Absolutely. Let me just tell you two quick things. I think it was this week 3 New York cops got shot at. Right. So that's. I mean, they're putting their lives on the line all the time. I remember when my house got broken into, and so here's a guy, and we thought he might have been on bath salts. We don't know what kind of weapon he's got, and the cops have to walk towards him, and they do that day in, day out. So they got a tough job.
I know, but they're answering domestic disturbances like literally every day. And believe me, those people are flipping them off and telling them screw you. And I'm just saying, most cops, their goal in these situations is to diffuse it. Like, it's bad when it gets combative. This is a bad cop because he's creating combativeness where it not exists. Like, let the guy drive off.
The flip side to that is, that's why I'm in the middle, is that we do a story almost every day, and it's a big country, I understand that, but a story almost every day where a cop is creating further conflict that was not necessary. So, but the bottom line is the court ruled in the correct way, and hopefully it has a little bit of a positive effect because, yeah, of course it's our right to do that. Now, you shouldn't do it even if it's your right. It doesn't mean like you should do everything you have a right to do, right? But it's not something you should be arrested over.